When we're talking about addressable TV, I think it's important to start with the broader context of what the value of TV is and TV advertising is. And the broader value for TV advertising is large-scale brand building over time. And that's what TV does well, and that's the power of TV. What addressable does well is complement that in a really effective way where you can get down to very precise moments when people are in the market for your product, target them specifically to help kind of seal the deal, so to speak. So if you're reaching out, branding to people over a long period of time through television, with addressable, in that moment of decision making, you can reinforce that message through addressable. So we view addressable as an incredibly valuable and powerful complement to traditional TV advertising. As a complement to broader television, it works really well to, again, reinforce that message closer to point of purchase and do it without waste. So you're focusing in and zeroing just on the people you want to reach. After you've done the work of the larger brand building, addressable can target the specific people you're interested in reaching, again, at that moment of decision or that point of purchase, near that point of purchase. The tide is changing. I think the upfront, and as we know it, will change, but the idea of placing budgets at one time, ahead of time, is still going to stay with us. It's continued in television, and you see more and more digital entities moving themselves up towards the upfront cycle as well. So instead of moving away from the upfront, you have digital entities moving towards an upfront as well, with the new fronts that are all going on this week. So it changes things, and it gives a buyer more options, and certainly the consumer has more options, and the consumer is watching more and more digital video as opposed to traditional linear TV. But it doesn't necessarily mean we're moving away from the upfront. I think the big difference in what digital is bringing, what technology is bringing to TV, is really the difference between live viewing and on-demand viewing. So I don't think the digital versus linear discussion is even valid anymore, because there's plenty of ways to deliver live TV through digital means. Hulu has a new service coming out, Sling exists, a lot of the networks, so CBS has their own service. So there's a lot of ways to deliver live TV, very similar to linear TV, digitally. And then the flip side is on demand, which is digital delivered, but also VOD is growing more and more through set-top boxes. So I think that's really the difference in the changing dynamic, is live versus on demand, rather than linear versus digital. Future of TV buying marketplace. That's a large, broad question. Well, I think, again, it goes back to predominantly this difference between live viewing and on-demand viewing, and how that gets measured and how that gets correlated so that we can get to some sort of true total audience measurement across platforms. Once we get there and it's properly measured across all platforms, across larger time period than 3 days, and we get the full scope of what a network or a show is delivering, that allows us to change our view of how we're buying things. And again, it equalizes that playing field between linear and digital. It really doesn't matter anymore whether it's digitally delivered or delivered through your set-top box. What you have is a more level playing field for content consumption and measurement, and being able to buy and sell that content. So I think we're seeing an absolute merging of linear and digital, what we know as linear and digital, into kind of unified platforms. When you have something like Hulu at 70% of their total views are coming to the TV screen, it's no longer really an online video entity anymore. It's a TV entity, because there's overwhelming majority of their impressions are coming from the TV. It just happens to be delivered linear, digitally, as opposed through your set-top box. So that changes the dynamic of how we think digital versus linear, but I think it brings everything together and kind of redefines the term television to a much broader term to encompass a lot more than what we've traditionally considered to be TV.